Hello and welcome to this video. This one is the paper 1 assignment narration video. Yes, so this one is dealing specifically with your first major writing assignment, which is paper 1, and it is a narration or a narrative. Like, oh, papers, writing papers, I know. This is a writing class. Yay! Okay, so let's kind of scroll down here. And so this is where you clicked on this to watch this video. So the paper assignment is actually right here. So if you click on this, it'll download the actual assignment. And this is what the assignment is. So this is the English 111 narrative paper. Okay, so you basically get to choose one of two options. Okay, so you're going to respond to one of these two options here. And the first one is choose a time when you did something that took a lot of nerve, a time when you didn't follow the crowd, or a time when you stood up for your beliefs. Okay, so you're going to choose that as a particular thing. Or we all have memories connected to our experiences. Think about an experience you'll feel you'll always remember. Okay, so it can be one of either two of these. The trick here for narration is basically you want to, there's two main points which you should have learned from your reading and also from the videos. Again, I want to feel like I'm there experiencing it. Okay, so as you are describing what's going on, make sure you use description. Try, for example, let's say an experience you feel like you always remember. Let's say you went to the beach when you were a teenager. Okay, try to picture the time, the place, and the people involved. Tell me who was there. Use those sensory things. What did the beach, smell like? What did it feel like if you sat on the beach and had the waves wash over you? Did you have some food on the boardwalk? What that tastes like. So again, you're kind of describing an experience. Now, the other part of the narrative is why is it significant? Okay, so in your story, okay, why of all the things you could have chosen, did you pick that thing? So if you picked going to the beach when you were a teenager, what specifically made that stand out in your mind? Okay, why is that the important thing? Again, this will tie into later stuff that we're going to be doing, kind of the concept of why you're writing stuff. Okay, so again, let's say you something that took a lot of nerve. Let's say you went skydiving. Okay, so what was the significance of that? Maybe you were afraid of heights, and that was the first time you conquered one of your fears, or something like that. So again, you just choose one of these two options. So you're like, oh, how long does that have to be? Oh, here's all the stuff, 2 to 5 pages in length. Oh dear, 2 to 5 pages. I have to write 2 to 5 pages. Yeah, but you're basically telling a story of something that happened to you. So it's just, it's not a research paper or anything like that. So you're just going to be writing and it's going to be just fine. Again, it's going to be typed, double spaced, and it's going to be in Times New Roman, size 12. Basically, it's going to use the MLA formatting standards. Again, earlier in this week, you learned MLA formatting standards and you saw a video and you took a quiz on what that's about. So that's your first assignment. It's just to write the first draft. Okay, so you're just going to write the first draft. You're just getting your ideas down on paper. Okay, and yes, it has to be typed. This is an online class. Okay, so if we go back to this, so you'll notice that this rough draft of paper 1 is due by Monday the 29th. Okay, and then we'll talk about this more in week 2. But then you're going to get a chance to revise it and fix it, make it even nicer, and then submit it in, which will not be due until June 5th. That's the final draft of writing paper 1. See that? So we're going to break this up in parts. You're going to write the rough draft or the first draft, and then you'll submit that next week. Okay, and you'll submit that actually right there, and we'll get into that next week. So if you're not sure how to do that, just tune in next week, as it were, and you'll see that. Okay, but again, so for this paper again, if you want to know what the assignment is, you just click on this. It downloads the assignment. Again, there's the details on that, and use what you learned in the writing. Okay, in the book. So if you remember, the readings for this week were pre-writing. That's just to generate ideas. So if you're not sure how to get started, you can use some of the stuff that you learned from the pre-writing chapter. And then when it comes to writing it, you'll use the stuff you learned from the narration and the description. And again, choose one or the other. Alrighty? So again, it's going to take you a little bit of time, but again, it's a writing class. Just for now, just use your best grammar, use your best whatever. For this one, you get points for just completing the rough draft, where you'll get graded down on grammar and other things will be in the final draft. So when you send me your rough draft, I can look it over and say you need to change this, fix this, fix this, fix this. Suggested do this, suggested do this, so then you can fix it and make it so you get a really good grade on the final version of this, and the final version is worth more points. So, okay, so that's basically the narrative paper. All right, so again, write it, go do it, you can do it. I believe in you.